Catholic school, a private school, or the school run by that particular religious denomination. These are. The idea is we will respect faith, but again, there are inherent difficulties. Indifference. For those who are trying to compromise, in order not to create some conflict, we will stop going to church. We do not pray anymore. Because if we pray, we pray differently. So we might as well stop praying so that we can be united. So that compromise can lead to this religious indifference. Or they will think that all religions are the same. So here, the notion of mixed marriage in Canon 1124, it says, it's a marriage between a person baptized or received the Catholic Church who was not left by a formal act and a baptized non-Catholic. Okay, so this is now we are now dealing with the definition of what a mixed marriage is. So, one person is a Catholic. Practicing or not, it doesn't matter. So long as that person has not left the Catholic Church. And the other one is baptized by some other groups. A Protestant, fundamentalist, etc., etc. So long as is baptized and considered as
the flaw is okay. Already got a flaw. Checking.
So it picked.
so is there
Something like
no, it's not nobody looking upstairs.
Yeah. And quick. But we didn't feel anything.
It's earthquake.
I know.
Close the door.
sister.
That's why.
Yeah,
What kind of sister are you? Sister, your own superior will say like that. What kind of sister are you? Right?
yeah.
Is it right? No? Are you sure? I don't believe it.
How old is your favorite sister?
Dino.
Wala?
Who is the youngest in your community?
Finish. I think I fixed
Sister. Who is the youngest in your community now?
There are two. We have
Cái gì thì bây giờ cảm nhận nó xong đi. Có nhiêu đó thôi mà cũng chạy đi coi thôi.
Sắp giám sát. There's nobody actually. There's nobody there. There are no workers whatsoever.
Why so thankful? Earthquake.
No.
Very small.
No, the other room. Nothing is happening there. Remember new blessing of this place. Send the evil spirits.
Ghost.
Because you have wrong answers.
Ghost accurate.
Maybe
The Holy Spirit is angry with you already.
They're lost.
Spy. Yeah.
maybe there is a ghost.
This is everybody like it.
Yeah.
One
It's
second.
only when I was shaking.
Little.
Shaking. I climbed to the spiral staircase. There's nobody there. But then the visual is shaking.
Projector.
Is she like this?
Yeah.
A little.
The deliverance.
No, because the workers are there.
No, there's nothing. There's nobody there. Nobody there. Yeah. We can go there.
No, they are in the roof.
There's a room.
They are working in the roof because
No,
they
no.
are bringing this
I went to the room. Deliverance. No. That's just a normal. I believe this building is not that old. But we have in my former school, yeah, you can see the field. So the spirits living there. But anyway, go back to our topic. So definition na.
Maybe they're married.
So exception. When permission of local ordinary only for the safety, if to obtain it doesn't affect its validity. Okay, so take note that the Catholic Church allows this particular union of baptized Catholic, was not left the formal act, and baptized non-Catholic. But you see that mixed marriages are not conducive. So we do not encourage. So for example, if you happen to know somebody, a Catholic, and father, I'm dating this guy. He's a Christian father now. That's a red flag. He's not a Catholic. But he's very good father, very kind and courteous. It does not matter. Why? Because there are inherent difficulties in the union later on. No matter how good they are. Because what if you find somebody who's also a very devoted Iglesia ni Cristo? And these are not compatible with the Catholic faith because they are always inimical, unfriendly to the Catholic Church. And they will voice out. They will say to you, the Catholic Church is a hypocrite. And what will happen to your marriage? So the local ordinary can grant permission in favor of mixed marriage for just and reasonable cause. On this provisos are conditions. So Catholic declares to remove all the dangers of falling away from the faith. So the Catholic Party will declare in a written document, I will not be converted to the religion of this person. So that is why this will be processed, beginning with the parish priest and appointed in the office of the local ordinary. So if they always insist that I love this person, yes, but there's a process. So you are a Catholic, you must not place your faith in danger because of this relationship. So there is a process. So you will declare, removing all dangers. And the Catholic promises to do in his or her power to have the children baptized and brought up in a Catholic church. So if ever you cannot agree on that, that's a problem. So the context here is in the Philippines. I don't know in Vietnam if you have this because this is based on the rules promulgated by the Universal Church, and it must be supported with the declaration from the Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines. Yeah. So we will follow this up, but the local church, the conference can add more. Never take away, but can add more. Then, non-Catholic is to be informed and made aware of the promises and undertaken by Catholic Party. So if this conditions number 2 and 3, the non-Catholic will not. So, no permission for the marriage. Take note, all of these 3 should happen, and if the Conference of Bishops will add more, and so be it, it depends on different countries. I believe I heard this somewhere that not only for mixed marriage but all marriages that couples need to plant trees. This is a plant tree. So they will plant a tree. So, for example, if you're married, so to contribute to Laudato Si, something like that. So meaning you have to promise that, okay, when you're married, you have to plant 10 seedlings of this. So, of course, it is not mandatory in the Philippines, but in some part of the world, that can be. That's an additional. So, for example, the Bishops' Conference may add that for mixed marriage, it must be that both parties to respect each other, not to be hostile to each other in social media, etc., etc. It depends. Basta, universal law has this particular 3 obligations. So the Catholic declaring, Catholic promising, and non-Catholic be informed and made aware. So both parties, even the non-Catholic, are to be instructed on the essential elements and essential properties of marriage. Okay, so we have the mutual giving and accepting of each other. It is ordered for the good of the spouses and for the procreation of children. And its properties are unity and indissolubility. So unity is just the both of them. One husband, one wife together. And indissolubility, that only death can separate them. So in light of Vatican II teaching, such treatment was considered unjust. Possible violation of conscience or freedom of the non-Catholic party. No promise elicited from the non-Catholic party. So this is now the commentary on these 3 obligations, at least. So only the Catholic party makes the promise before the Catholic Church. We have cases that even though the Catholic party promised, but the children were raised as born-again Christians. Will it constitute a violation? No. Why? Because, remember, the wording here is to do. So meaning, you do everything you can. It's not that you must, that the children must be. So you tried, but you failed because the non-Catholic prevailed. That the children should be raised. Okay? So, the wording here, promising to do in his power for the children baptized and brought up. So if ever this will not be fulfilled, but at least it must be proven that you did try your best. You told the husband, who is a non-Catholic, that I made a promise. The code does not require, here in Cebu, it must be written. There's a fill in the blanks. You have to write it. I facilitated it twice already on the promise. So, religious rearing of children is important and delicate matter. It should be settled before the marriage. That is why you are crucial. Your knowledge on the sacrament of matrimony is crucial because, as I mentioned, you will be meeting these kinds of people in your pastoral areas. Because simply, it's okay. You have to tell them that before you get married is boyfriend, girlfriend, you have to understand these things already. Otherwise, in the latter years, latter time, this will be very problematic. Here. I can't get into contract marriage with. Very simple. You just have to, okay, the blocks. Unless, of course, you have forgotten your name. Father, I've forgotten my name because I'm so scared. You have to train yourself not to be scared. It's part of life.
Yes.
Yeah, you will. The canonicals are not more difficult because of the men. You have to ask questions from the first subject in first year up until last subject in fourth year. Just imagine that. So many questions. So if you are scared, you will even forget your name. What's my name? What's my name? It's very easy. You say, oh, yeah. But you have to do this. This is in writing. It's not required by law, but in Cebu, it is required. So, the Catholic and the non-Catholic, I am aware promises. And I am always obligation to impose upon him those promises. So, there should never be a time from this that, we are in conflict, Father, because how come? I am non-Catholic, but my children are raised as Catholic. You need to promise you're aware of them. Because this is one thing that will ensure us that they are in agreement with all the details of the marriage. So, CBCP 2019. The following are considered grave and serious difficulties that warrant dispensation from canonical form of marriage as provided. Okay? Absolute refusal of the non-Catholic party. So meaning, I cannot follow the canonical form. It's against my religion. So, dispensation. Strong opposition. Not by the party, but by relatives. Okay. And there's a danger to the good relationship of the parties and economic damage to the party. Okay? If you force me to follow the canonical form of the Catholics, I will not pay for the whole wedding. Okay. And the wedding is 150,000 pesos. So, yes. So we have to ask the local rate for dispensation. So the dispensation of canonical form is necessary. The ordinary legal party is the right to dispense it from individual cases, having awareness of the ordinary of the place and celebration of marriage. For validity, some public form is required. So, all the rest, dharma, exchange of consent, as long as it can be expressed, but what is one thing? Public forum. It should be open to people. So there is no secret marriage, mixed marriage, which will be the next topic. So again, once a mixed marriage is celebrated, it shall be registered in the book of marriages in the usual manner. Likewise, the minister and the Catholic spouse shall be informed regarding the contracted marriage by the priest who solemnized the wedding or in whose territory the wedding was celebrated. Nothing is said in the kind of public celebration that should take place in canonical form, or whether it should have religious character or not. Thus, unless the local ordinary says something in the dispensation of canonical form, we can only surmise the wide range of possibilities fully acceptable, among which we can enumerate the following. So there are, from experience, other range of possibilities. When I was a young priest in the Cathedral of Cebu, I appreciated this. It's not even a simple thing about, because their religion is not known. They do this, they will follow the line in communion. But they don't do communion, but they will do this. Father bless them.
But they're not.
No. I forgot the name. It's very weird name. But they believe in God, they believe in Jesus, but they don't believe in communion. No. No, not Catholic. But they believe in some teachings of the Catholic faith, but they will fall in line.
There is
No,
the
that's
blessing.
my father. In communion, huh? Just bless them. And they're foreigners, huh? So the man married a Filipino Catholic woman. So during the home rite, he just said, they don't know anything about the Catholic faith, so he just said, but in the canonical form, actually, he asked not everything you follow. So that they by dispensation. So the consent, so long as that I take you to the basic understanding of consent. So we don't follow the whole wording. Why? Because dispensation. But it was made in a cathedral. Okay, so can it happen in the meeting hall? Yes. Because it's not required to have a rich character or not. It need not be. It can only, the requirement is public forum. So it can be in an office, it can be in the lobby, etc., etc. So long as it is public. So the ceremony acceptable to non-Catholic, the ceremony acceptable to all parties, a non-ceremony. In these cases, we should add essential properties of the marriage must not be excluded. So the seminars, the input orientation must be given, but there are certain considerations now. The religious ceremony acceptable to the non-Catholic. So for example, the priest may not wear the cassock, but the polo and the story only. That can be arranged. So meaning, yeah, because what is required there is that you are there. Of course, you have to wear properly in a religious ceremony. So, it's the compromise. I can imagine that. And you cannot do this with Buddhists. Buddhist ministers, you cannot because it's so full, you know. But the Catholic Church, yeah, allows this. That's how we see people, our brothers and sisters of other faiths, are respected in the Catholic Church. So from the following discussion, the Catholic party and its parents in this case have to consider the whole matter from the fundamental starting point. They need permission from the ordinary for the discussion to take place at all. Then, should the local ordinary grant the permission, they might do well to consider the absolute objection to the born again ceremony and to secure dispensation from canonical forms. Should they be granted that, then they must opt for a born again wedding ceremony, realizing that such a wedding would bring about canonical marriage for this time, just as well. Okay, so here. After the Catholic wedding, they may have another one. But what the church is asking is this: the first one should be a Catholic wedding. You may have 5 weddings after, it doesn't matter, because what will appear in the document is officially the first wedding only. So, we first, Father, after this, we will have our pastor. So okay, so long as the priest is done. When the priest is done with the ceremony, you may have 10 weddings. Wedding over the tree, wedding over the rooftop of streets. With the ghost, okay? It doesn't matter. Third, if they really cannot accept a born-again Christian wedding ceremony, they might call for 7 days. So, if they cannot agree, okay? But keeping in mind, in this case, it would constitute a canonical church wedding with full canonical effects, that which is given the identity between the marriage and sacrament be baptized, but also the sacrament for Catholic son and baptized Catholic, but are newly declared born again bride. Okay, so here's another case. For example, they have this very, shall we say, special arrangement on the wedding. Okay, so disposition canonical form is possible, but they can't agree. So the Catholic party would try to propose that so long as we have this wedding in a little chapel. Okay. So all of these documents are already processed. Then after that, some of the relatives know, why only Catholic? Why not our religion? But the crucial thing, as I said, is who will be the first? Because the first one will be the official record. they can agree with that, sometimes they just go to the judge for a civil ceremony. A judge or a mayor or any other allowed by the laws of their public authority. That's the thing. So this marriage thing is quite complicated.
But therefore, for example, if they will separate, they will practice in the Catholic Church and also in their.
But if they only have a wedding ceremony, they only will process in the civil court. But in the church wedding, they will process if they get to separate in the church and in the. So sometimes this is the thinking of many young people. Better only in the civil. Why? Because if we separate only civil, no. They are afraid to do the sacramental because it's very difficult to separate. Two processes in the church and in the civil. The form celebration. So this is what I mentioned already. Sensation from canonical. So if marriage is to be celebrated outside its own territory, at the local ordinary, you must consult ordinary at the place where the marriage is to take place. So we talk here about jurisdiction. So we must know where the marriage is to take place. And consultation here is the approval. We just consult. So for validity, observe some public form of celebration, not a private celebration in a public place. Okay? Ceremony with juridical publicity. So meaning, public authority can be a non-Catholic minister or civil official is observe civil form determined by civil law and custom. So meaning, there must be a posting of the wedding. The minister must have the necessary licenses to do just that. So if I am a Catholic priest, my license must be valid during the sign celebration. So that's why I call forma publica. Some form, aliqua forma publica, meaning it's a public celebration, provided that it follows the norms of law. So it says here, not a private celebration in a public place. So meaning, if it is done in the church, anyone can witness it. Because this one, for example, you have booked a beach resort, but only on that room. No. That is why in many celebrations, it's always the novices. There's an all-knowing wedding here, this time. So, you cannot call it much of a public if it's only very few who knows about it. So, there's a wedding in the sacristy at the back of the holy water jug. You observe the particular norms of the school conference depending on the additional norms given by the bishop's conference. So here, it's not an ordinary thing that you will join non-Catholic rites. Priests and deacons must have previous authorization of the local ordinary and previous dispensation canonical form. As co-celebrant, we offer the other appropriate prayers with the scriptures, give a brief exhortation, and bless the offer. I shared this with you already during the wedding of one of my cousins. So what happened there actually is an agreement set by both parties that my cousin, who is a Catholic, we grew up together and we became servers at the age of 10 in our place. But it so happened, he never got baptized, but he met a woman whose family is a devoted, born-again Christian. So, when they got married, my cousin stopped attending Catholic church rites. And it's quite disheartening for me because when we were growing up, he used to be dressed as a Holy Child Santo Niño because he was very chubby. He's a Santo Niño every January in our place. And here he is right now. He's already 44 years old, no longer attending Holy Mass, and spending much time and money to support the born-again church. So, during his wedding, they have it in Casino Espanol, Ballroom. Imagine that. So much for being religious. But I knew beforehand that they were already married in a court. So what happened during that celebration in the ballroom was actually a reenactment. So they were just holding a pen as if signing the contract. The contract is already signed 2 weeks ago. So what happened there is not a religious character celebration with no religious character because it was a drama. But they followed again with the suit, with the gown, the bridesmaids, everything. And the people were cheering, "Yay! Congrats to the newlyweds." They were married 2 years ago. Just the thing today. They spend so much money with no significance at all. And then they ask them, "Why this?" Because we want people to see that you're married. Yes, but you were already married. So the pastor there was actually just going through the motions because the pastor can never do anything. You already married. And it was not a religious ceremony. That is why it's very crucial for you to know where we stand on this, so that you can direct many of our brothers and sisters into the right path. The church allows, yes, but there are certain conditions that we must meet.
But what if, in this case, that for that case, it's not religious, but the one who acts also is a real priest. It's also
Yeah, so that is why the dialogue must happen before the ceremony. You have to meet. So if you cannot find time to dialogue, do not officiate. Because you are obligated to observe firstly canonical form. If the parties cannot, you ask to the bishop. So there is no ambush or impromptu celebration. You must prepare yourself. Because if they have not complied, then there will be complications later on. So Catholic priests may also invite non-Catholic minister to participate in the celebration of marriage. But only to read from the scriptures, give brief exhortation is important. You cannot allow the minister to go to the altar and to celebrate with you. He can join. But before the final blessing, you invite him, okay, you can say a prayer. It will be another thing if you, a pastor, okay, come to the altar and to celebrate with me. No, you cannot. They can be in the church. You can invite them. But never use the pulpit. Never use the ambo of the turn. But you can approach the couple there and see your blessing. So we can allow this. We can allow this, but there are certain liturgical rules and laws that you must not violate. Just like this is a related note. One actor in the Philippines, Coco Martin, is a devoted of the Black Nazarene in Quiapo. There was a time that he was invited to the altar. It's only for the priests. And there was this church, the benefactor, the one who donated much money. So during the prayer of Our Father, the priest told her up, come to the altar.
My goodness.
Yeah, he was asking, what did you do to the woman? Oh, we're thankful for the woman. Yes, we're thankful. But this is the liturgy of the Mass. And even some Vatican officials committed that, giving a Holy Communion to do you remember this incident?
Yes.
Somebody gave Holy Communion to a non-Christian, our different religion. Because according to the priest, this person is a dear friend of mine.
Wow.
He believes in God. Imagine that. So, you must remember who you are in order not to create some complications. So, for validity here, second minister, not assistance in the sacramental sense. There must be no successive religious celebration in the same marriage. So this is a prohibited thing. But we know that. So after the Catholic wedding, there will be a wedding in the so many days, the farm, etc., etc. And simultaneous celebration before two ministers. No, our experience is Catholic right first. You can do it whatever that happens to the next. And post-pastoral care. Provide spiritual assistance to Catholic husband and wife, children born of mixed marriage in fulfilling their duties of conscience. Encourage Catholic husband and wife to keep ever in mind the divine gift of Catholic faith and to bear witness to it in gentleness and reverence with a clear conscience. And aid married couples to foster the unity of their conjugal and family life, a unity which in the case of Christians is based on their baptism. And establish vision with sincere openness and light and confidence with ministers of other religions. Of course, these are considerations from the Catholic Bishops' Conference in the Philippines. In one commission there for the promotion of Christian unity, that we will highlight their marriage is holy, marriage is special with potential, respect what your partner regards as holy, together learn about each other's church. This is the problem. Learn each other's church. So what will happen? The Catholic will go to the non-Catholic. And what happens there if you go? Is it a sin or not? A non-Catholic joining the worship in a non-Catholic religion. Is it a sin or not? Is it a sin or not? Huh?
Sin
Do you have a pen here? Because we didn't make this clear. Can you borrow?
Wait.
So here. Okay. Sin or not?
Sins.
Why?
Because it's every week continuously. It means that and the prayer service is more deeper than visiting or observing.
No, that's not the reason. What is?
It's against faith of Catholic faith, and also you are acknowledging your Sunday worship in the Catholic, but you give time more on
No. Yeah, for example, it's not a Sunday.
Every week.
Prayer
No,
service.
for example, every Tuesday. Okay.
To me, Father, it's not a sin.
Huh? Why?
Because just only you can pray in any place, but we don't know. If ever you just pray, we what to attend to prayer, for example, but for us, for Catholics, very specific. For example, we have adoration, we have that kind of prayer service is just, for example, praise and worship, or
Anybody?
I try again, brother. It's cause danger of one's faith because it is you influence, no? You influence with the other with that kind of prayer, with the kind of service, and you are not really allowed to attend mass in the Catholic service because you are putting your life or your faith into danger.
Any other? How about you? Is it sin or not?
No,
Why?
because Catholic Christians are very great and they are emphasis and very great. I think that's wrong.
But for the Catholic person, does the Catholic person commit a sin or not? You all fail. It's a big sin. It's a sin. It's a sin. You endanger your Catholic faith, and you're right. Huh? Once you place a danger of your Christian or Catholic faith, you commit a sin because you're supposed to protect and keep safe your faith. So once you expose yourself to this prayer service, you are endangering your faith. And that's a big sin. That's why you all fail. Because you don't even know.
Also the bad image for another Catholic.
Yeah, no. This is your obligation to
That
God.
I mean that.
Oh, you should have the commandment number 1.
it's the same God.
Worship only
Huh?
God.
Is it the same
That's
God as
what
them?
I mean. What I mean is,
Wait, my
I
God.
don't know what I mean. What I mean is we are praying.
No, they don't have the same God as the Protestants.
I know there is, but
We don't have. So you're worshiping there. It's not the God of Jesus Christ. It's not the God, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, because they don't believe in the Holy Trinity. They don't believe in the Holy Communion. No, non-Catholic worship center. So meaning, we do not have the same dogma. You don't have the teaching. So yeah, this is one basic example in adult gender conditions. No. So you have to take note of that. Because if you can almost tell out, it's okay for you to join. Huh? That is why this one is very difficult to defend. That, okay, learn to other church. Why? Because one should get exposed. This I shared with you, my cousin. Once he fell in love with a woman who was devoted as well. He started going to the church. And later on, he realized that this is more fun. But he grew up all his life with the Catholic faith. Become a server in the church. Because the biggest sin that he committed was endangering his Catholic faith. So imagine that. And right now, he no longer attends the Holy Mass and spends even money. Before, he would not give anything to the church. As his service lang. Pero money, no, he don't give much. But right now, he spends so much for the born again cause. Why? The brainwashing. That's the effect of endangering your Catholic. Okay? So, you can attend perhaps in ecumenism. Ecumenism is not regular, but it will not be a regular thing. Because the more you expose yourself, you will be influenced by the teachings. Sooner or later, once to the things that you're exposed to, you become part of it. Okay? So remember that. Endangering. Okay? Questions?
Question, Father.
Okay.
I have a concern about the Canon 1, 2, 4, 8, Father. I can read. If participation in the Eucharist celebration becomes impossible because of the absence of the secret minister or for another great cause, it is strongly recommended that the faithful take part in the liturgy of the word. If such a liturgy is celebrated in the parish church or other sacred place according to the prescript of the diocesan bishop, or that they devote themselves to prayer for suitable time alone as a family or as a occasion permit in group of families. Can
Yeah.
you explain about that?
Yeah. So it is called, have you mentioned this in the other classes you have?
1, 2, 4, 8.
1, 2, 4, 8.
Did your professor mention this in your classes on non-Christian religious ecumenism? You have that?
The same Catholic rite.
From Father Convincing.
Okay,
So have you heard about this? Communicatio in Sacris, that's the summary of what you read. Communicatio in Sacris. That in situations, okay, this is not a normal situation. This is on exceptional situation wherein you are a Catholic and you are in a place, there's no Catholic church. You can approach a non-Catholic temple, a Catholic church, and ask for.
To pray.
Not even to pray, to participate. And you can receive communion, confession, and the other rites. And vice versa. In a Catholic nation, some non-Catholics would come to you, but there's a condition. Read the condition.
The same Catholic rite.
Yeah.
Catholic Protestant, Father.
But there are others, even non-Catholics. This one. It's easy if you're the same Catholic Church. But there are. So long as indifference in religion is avoided, and we have the same, for example, the ask for communion, it must be ensured that they believe on what's the teaching on Eucharist. It's very important. The teaching on the Eucharist is very important for us. The Catholic teaching on the Eucharist is most important to us. The most important to us. It's important to us. The teaching of the Eucharist is most important to us.
Is the real and entire presence of Christ.
Real presence of Christ.
Leader.
Most. So in the host is that
Real.
the real presence. Okay, so you will come to your Father. I am not a Catholic, but I too believe in the real presence. I experienced that. She attended my mass, but he did not participate because she was Catholic. But she explained to me, a woman, she explained to me that our church also believes in the real presence. And that is why when you say the body of Christ, Father, I believe. and she received it by tongue.
Father, I have that experience when I was in Dubai. And there is a prayer in the chapel. But on that time, I don't know what kind of. I just go there and then there's prayer, but I don't understand because. But I don't know if it is. I said to myself, it's a place of prayer. I don't know what God they are believing, but.
But this is a different thing when it becomes regular, as I mentioned. But this is a reception of sacraments, either from other Catholic rite or some other religious groups. But the first condition there is religious indifference. We do not treat other religions like the same. We have to ensure ourselves that. So if you are a Catholic parish priest and someone tells you, Father, I come from Ukraine and I belong to the Orthodox Church. There is no Orthodox Church here. But we share the same teaching on the real presence. Can I receive Holy Communion? You can give that person. Because another condition is they will respectfully and ask for it. So you don't go there, okay, you can communion. No, they will come to you. So that is communicatio in sacris. But it is only for situations wherein we cannot go to our church out, whatever country or condition, because of certain difficulty. So if ever in one country, in your place, the person of perfect health, Father, I'm not Catholic, but I want to receive this because your church is near, my church is far. That will not qualify. Huh? It's only for very difficult situation, meaning a different country or a different city that's very far. But if he's looking for convenience, no, you cannot. So you have always to decipher. If they request for it, where's your church? In the next barangay, Father. It's very far. Very far, only 2 kilometers. No more, huh? So, what was being read by brother is on a difficult situation. Normally, we do not do that. Huh? Because not all religions are the same. Basta, it's very clear, never endanger the family. Then, educate. So that is why we have children who has friends, born again, Buddhist, Muslim, etc. And we learn. Then, service to the world, very difficult. And why? Because, for example, if you're not careful, this one church supports 7-Eleven. So 7-Eleven is a very huge, it's an international company. So, it's okay. You partner with 7-Eleven in their fund run. You go in your t-shirt, 7-Eleven fund run. So what kind of church will you be if you partner with 7-Eleven? Because 7-Eleven advocates contraception. They sell condoms. They support abortion. Imagine, what kind of church will you be? So, be very careful. Serve the world. 7-Eleven, we give to the typhoon victims. But we give for those. So, not all religions are the same. So later on, if we become priests, God willing, be very careful with ecumenism. It has its own value, but we need to protect our own Catholic faith and not put any dangers into it. Okay? Glory to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit.